Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting Minecraft tutorial, and I know the first thing you're probably thinking is, man, Tyken, why is it so dark in here? The second thing you're probably thinking is, dude, Tyken, how'd you read my mind? Well anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the first question. I made it this dark for a particular reason. Actually, let's go ahead and make it a little bit darker. Let's go ahead and block off all the light in here, and we can't see anything at all. And go over here and hit the switch. Bam! Entire room completely lit up. Awesome. From the walls, not the ceiling, by the way. Let's go ahead and click this off so you can see the comparison. And click it back on. As you can see, I kind of perfected my design, or rather, I had help perfecting it. This guy on my server named Eads, which has always built these amazing things. I didn't know he had redstone skills as well, apparently. He basically came up with this design. Well, he basically took a roof design someone else made and figured out a way how to make it work on the ceiling. On the walls, I mean. Anyway, this is kind of messy, simply because it goes all the way around the room, and of course the wiring is going to be a little iffy. Of course, wiring always takes up a lot of room. You could probably find different ways to do this. I color-coded all the wiring so you know what goes where as well. Let's go ahead and get explaining how this thing works exactly. We have the switch on the wall right here. From this switch, it goes down here to this thing, and from here it kind of branches off into two different signals. These two are to accept the signal and send it forward, and same for this one, kind of over here. But anyway, the first one it goes through is this weird contraption. When you first showed me this thing, I had no idea how it worked, but after rebuilding it and testing it a few times, what it does is it gives a small delay signal where it just flashes it on for a brief moment and then sends it on its way, I think. It's really complicated. I'll show you a better example over here. The reason I dug this big pit for this thing to be in is simply because I can show you that you can pretty much hide this completely underground if you want it to, so you don't have this big setup underground. And then you can probably find a better way to do this behind your walls. Other than you're going to probably need a pocket behind your walls to do that in, or of course you'll probably see it all. But anyway, what this does is it flickers. Basically, when you turn it on, it goes through one and activates one, and then when you turn it off, it activates the other. It's kind of complicated. It's really hard to explain. The best way is just to show you. But I'm going to be putting this test world in the description below. And like I said, I use different colored wool so you can pretty much see all the wirings and what goes to where. If you know anything about redstone, you can probably already get a basic idea of how this probably works. But like I said, I'm going to be including the download anyway, and I'm going to be doing a brief tutorial here to show you actually how it works. This is a really basic, gutted version, the one he showed me. And the cool thing about this design is you can line it up directly alongside each other. And of course, you don't have to do it with light. You can do it with like other things too. If you find a way how to make this thing spaz, you could probably do like a disco type thing. I don't know. But kind of show you how it works. And apparently it's a great pig killer. It's really interesting how it works. Let's go over here. I have another switch. This is actually how I figured out how it works. When you flip the switch, watch carefully. As you can see, it flashes, like it turns on just for a brief moment before the delay gets to it and turns it back off. It's really interesting design. Whenever one side is activated, it activates the middle as well. And then when you turn it off, it activates this side and then the middle. So basically, it's smart when it only activates like the top or the bottom. That way they don't push together and screw each other up. Now the other side should turn on when I do this. The cool thing about this particular design is that it basically works with a switch. Like if it's down, it's off. If it's up, it's on. Instead of using the button. I think it's kind of cool. But let's go ahead and get a basic example of how to actually do this. Okay, first we need to go get some room or some space, whatever. Let me go ahead and get my basic supplies. Okay, this should be far enough. First, we'll go ahead and make our switch, just because that just seems like the logical thing to do. And then we'll go ahead and, you know, get another switch. Where's the damn thing? Ah, there it is. It's always hard to find these things. Okay, now what we do is we go over here and we start figuring out where we want everything. We'll go ahead and start doing a small row. We're not going to do like a huge row, just, you know, to save time. We'll go ahead and take some pistons and some sticky pistons just for this particular thing. Now let's see. Once you place these pistons, you can go ahead and just place a small line next to it. And then let's see, we need to place a row of pistons, I think right here behind this. And that's perfect because we're going to need that row of dirt behind it anyway. That should be good. Then I think, let's see, put this here and this. This is going to be for later, don't worry. You can see why the torch is under there. Okay, we're going to be connecting that to wires later. Let's see, well, after I get done with this, I'm just kind of setting everything up. You can do this in a number of orders, but, you know, whatever works best for you. Okay, now we need about... Okay, well actually let's turn these off for now. That way it'd be easier to do this. So we're going to need this row of dirt up here for those pistons to have wires. And then we're going to put these right here. Make sure they're facing down and don't screw up like I just did. Okay, that should be good. Let's go ahead and replace that torch. And then from here, we should be good. That should do it. Let's get rid of all this extra stuff. Actually, I believe you do this. There you go. And I put a repeater here, so it pushes the current up here. And we have the most basic components right here. So let's go ahead and make the more advanced component, which is those things, those weird... I have no idea what to call them, but let's go ahead and get started on those. Okay, let's see. We put one repeater here, two here, put a block of dirt, and then have this kind of loop around. I believe that's the right amount of space, because you want to have just enough space in the middle. Then you put two repeaters here. Actually, wait, I screwed this up just slightly. This one needs 2 blocks of dirt. This one needs 1. Okay, now you put the 2 repeaters. Each repeater gets 2 clicks, total of 3 seconds in between. And I'm going to probably have to nap soon, so we can skip the nighttime. Okay, let's see. And then you pretty much do the same thing. This one, pretty much the same thing side by side, except the one that comes off from this one is slightly smaller, and I'll explain why in a moment. Let's go ahead and place this down, and then I'll get into a bed. Okay, daytime again. Let's go ahead and finish this thing. For this one, you're going to put redstone torches here and here, and then kind of continue on. So it should look something like this. If you get a basic idea of it, they're both pretty much the same, just one is a slightly different variation. I think I might have actually made this a little too close to one of them, or something. Not entirely sure. No, it looks like the same amount of room. Let's go ahead and mess with it anyway. I think the problem is that it's generally not long enough, so I can probably fix that by just making this longer, and I shouldn't have any issues with wiring. But for now, I'll get rid of that. And that's screwed up. Okay. From here, you basically... No, not that. Place this, and here. I think you can see the gist of what I'm doing is basically have these kind of connecting to the same middle redstone wiring while going off to their own. This one, I think the bottom one goes to the bottom, of course, or this one goes to the bottom. Let's go ahead and add an extra row of pistons for the hell of it. Although you probably wouldn't actually need to, but... And I Messed up by putting those there. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Just adding a few more pistons. And again, you could probably make this you can probably like move this back some and you wouldn't really have the problems of wiring space. The only reason I messed up is because I was doing it a little too close and made it a little too short. So if you move this back some, you should, like 1 or 2 spaces, you should have more than enough room. I accidentally put one too many wires right there. Yeah, I think I just messed this all up. Well, either made it too long or too short or something. I'm not sure entirely. Okay, that should be good. One more. And then we do the top row. I keep misplacing blocks all this tutorial, aren't I? Okay, now this shouldn't be a problem. Put this here. Have the redstone coming down here and pointing at that. Ooh, I forgot to do the redstone back at the top. That might be an issue. Wait. Okay, there we go. That solves that problem. Put this here. Have this come out. And there we go. They all push out. That isn't getting any extra currents. Perfect. Although in theory you could probably actually pull this back one and then you could continue on, but I'm just doing this like that. Hold on. One too many blocks. Okay, now we just make a little staircase for this one and we should be good. Just bring it up the staircase and put a repeater and continue this on. Okay, I think we're done actually. We just place... Okay, first let's trash all this. We need some lightstone and some dirt. Fill this up. Actually, it probably would have been easier to fill the other one up first, but whatever. Okay. Let me go ahead and double check to make sure if I got everything correctly. Ah, almost forgot. These, I believe, need to be at 4 before I screw up and can't figure it out why. Okay, none of the repeaters should have timers except the middle ones here, which should have a total of 3, and here, which should have the total of 4 going to their respective ones, but not the middle one at all. So let's go ahead and see if this works properly, and it should. The good thing about this particular design is it's completely glitch-free, at least as far as I know. There we go. I might have messed up explaining it a bit, but as you can see it works. Kind of, I guess. It's pretty much the exact same as that one. You can make these as small or as big as you want to. Just make sure all the timings like in between each other are the same. The only other thing I can think of to mention is that you can also, you know, you don't have to line them up like this. You can, like I did in my house over there, which is kind of messed up, is you can instead just like not have pistons here, like in the middle too, make it do it every so often, and it should work just fine. And I guess that's about it for this tutorial. Everything you need will be in the description below, the download and everything. I hope you guys like this, and I hope it helps you all with your engineering, and I'll see you guys next time.